So let's now start broader discussion on job satisfaction. We all know that job satisfaction means, having this happy place. Now let's talk about all the segments that we might have. What is in your mind? What do you see? How much happy do you are? What is the degree of happiness? Are you a 7 out of 10 happy, or are you a 9 out of 10 happy? What is this? What is this satisfaction all about? What causes an employee to be satisfied working under the same work condition, working under the same building in the same department? Why somebody is happy and why somebody is absolutely not happy? So let's go move on to this segment, which is measuring job satisfaction. Measuring MAPA, how much happy, as I said, is it a 10 out of 7 out of 10 happy, or a 10 out of 10 happy? So the whole definition of just job satisfaction is having a positive feeling about a job resulting from an evaluation. Evaluation means you have this data, you have these facts in front of you. Based on those facts, you can say, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with my job. I'm getting paid at the end of the month. I'm happy with the designation that I have. I am fine with the work environment that I've been put into, and I'm satisfied for my job. So you would have to have a criteria to be based on to say something of happy and sad. It needs to be backed up by some sort of evaluation. It has to be backed up by some sort of data against which you'd have to run and to decide whether you are happy or not, right? So please make sure that the breadth is appropriate. How much you can see, how the length of your study is important. Why do you think this is important for you to analyze the type of job that you do? Right? So the organization rules and policies determining the power structure, people that you are working for, people that you are not working for, people you feel that you need to work for, are your kind of a criteria that needs to tick in front of you. Okay, so you'll see that what it says, let's just highlight these parts, not on red, just make it a plain blue. It talks about job satisfaction can be measured by the rules and policies of an organization. It can be measured by the power structure, okay, power structure, hierarchy from the top boss to the middle boss to people who are ranged in the lower rank. Very sorry. So how this actually works, okay? How much do you think this works against us? How much do you think it does not work against us? Do you think that is important for us to see? Sorry, I paused because I've started to have an headache for the screen that I've been looking for so long. So please excuse the reflection coming on my specs. Yeah, so we were discussing the way to measure or the pointers that results in job satisfaction. And we were saying that how much the rules of an organization, the interactiveness of co-workers, how closely they work together and everything, and the ideal workplace, less than ideal, is it what the condition that we work in, and how much we are adapting. This is very important for our context. Your teachers who's constantly working so hard to create this lecture, to making sure that you are getting the right sorts of materials for you to study, staying at home within the comfort of your home, feeling safe in your own space, safe from the infection and whatnot. So it is how an employee assesses, how employee assesses the fact that they are working in this living standard. So let's see, there's this 2013 study or done on job satisfaction for the types of job requires what. So is it related to the payment, or is it related to not the payment? You'll see the least paid job results in least satisfaction. That's what it shows. Okay, so somebody is earning 25,000 a year. It's a lumberjack who cuts down trees and supplies them to the sawmills and the other mills. Taxi driver is also very less paid, and as well as not as satisfied as they would be. To even garbage collector, for the payment that they have and the quality of service that they do. And most satisfied are broadcaster, so that were people who are working in media, then the firefighter, the social attributes, and of course the social status that they have. So see how important this two is. What story do you think they have behind them? So how much their jobs that they have in terms of the things that they do. So these are the worst as part of the 2013 study, and these are the best. So the broadcast and the firefighter, and even others, we would not these are correction officers are also from police, newspaper. This is again not in Bangladesh, okay? But because I'm sure even you know, when we do a similar study, we might have a completely different picture for the social structure that they have, right? So how people are, how satisfied do you think people are doing their job? How much, what approaches do they show when they're working? How much do you think, which one is superior to over which one? Do you think that, do people intuitively say that I'm happy, or do you think it has to do with money, payment, and everything? Okay, so we move on to this part where it shows that the average job satisfaction levels by this, how much, this is a study that this person has done, and it shows that work itself, okay, the type of work they are in anyway, a teacher's job to a police officer's job to firefighter's job. Of course it has to be with money, because I need to pay my bills. Then very less amount is the appreciation that comes from the promotion on the recognition. That has very little percentage to play in trying to say that I'm a very satisfied in my job. And co-worker is very important, people, because you are spending a lot of time outside your home and working in an office. It's very important factor for to say that I'm satisfied with my job when you see the people working with you. I thankfully have beautiful, amazing people who we work with. We even share a lot of our family matters within our colleagues, because we know that we will get support from them. It's very important to have people like them, the teacher that we have in Bragg Business School, how much we care for each other and how much we actually look out for one another. And of course the overall factor, but supervision and work itself, please be mindful of these two factors. How much do you think this actually work towards job satisfaction? Okay, so you'll see that there was another study, the happy places that they would work, and seemingly we are under this, 62% people from Asia Pacific has said that they are happy with their work, as opposed to here in Europe and Middle East, they say that they're not that happy. So it's quite low for a country from a Western standard, saying that they're not happy. It's, and also if you see in any time in your life when you study other factors in culture, you'll see that these are also people who has negative population. So maybe something to do with their biographic, something to do with their age, something to do with their perception on life also affects the way they see. And we have more people, this place is more populated, and because the data itself will be coming more from this. So this is again a fallacy into their own studies that you might face. Moving on to this. Yeah, so these are the three things that we will talk about. What causes job satisfaction. The first one is the condition that you work in. Condition means this room does not have an AC. I'm in a village, but I have to finish this lecture because our lecture 2 is done, and I've decided to I waited to go back to my home, but because of the rain I cannot. So this work condition is not suitable for me, because I'm you can see that I'm sweating and all, but yet I'm trying to finish because I'm committed to my work. See, can you connect? So the job condition is, am I trained enough to do a lecture on video right now? Am I trained enough to do the necessary editing required? You can see that I'm pausing a lot because, there are other environmental disruptions that I'm getting. So I have to pause rather to redo the recordings again and all that. So what supports, these are the very important words that comes with job condition. Okay, so do I have the training? It's a variety of things that I do. Am I interdependent on each other? How much satisfied am I in my job condition? Do I get a feedback of my work, and do I get recognition for my work? Do I have support for medical or any other support that I might require? How do my co-workers interact with me? And the other work that I have worked in, are there people who will be satisfied as equally as I am? Am I treated equal? Okay, so all these things are extremely important. And there's this study in a Hong Kong Telecommunication that they say that that managers' attentiveness, responsiveness, and support increases job satisfaction. So work condition itself, you can see a lot, it can be backed by this. It can definitely be backed by this fact, the importance of supervision. This is what they are saying. So we can always retract back to what we have just said, because as we evolve to more knowledge and more concepts, you will see that the other one makes more sense. Okay. And another reason, we are discussing what causes job satisfaction. The second one is my personality. What type of person am I? Do you see that this person results in this person is automatically a very motivated person? You have different people in your lives. When we were growing up, you went to a school, you went to a college, and you know that within a group some people are more motivated than others. So do you think your personality, your core self-evaluation, if you judge yourself, rate yourself as a student on 10, how much you're going to score right now, right at this moment? Do it a mental math in your mind, and you'll see that that score has to have a rationale. That score has to, and if you think that you are 10 out of 10, prove it. Show it as show how you are, how your personality reflects a 10 on 10 behavior. How is your attitude reflecting towards a 10 on 10? Or even if it's a 4 out of 10, correct it back. See how it it better judges you. Why are you judging yourself too low? Why are you being too critical about yourselves? So these things are extremely important, and this personal inventory assessment is important in trying to understand whether you are a satisfied person or not. Okay, there will always be some people who are extremely dissatisfied, no matter whatever job condition that you can are given to you. But it's somebody are negatively motivated, because some people always will find flaws in the prospects of works and whatnot. And these people are the reasons why some organizations do go for the extreme measures. And of course, there are so many other factors reflecting to that. Okay, pay is another important thing, but within that, even having to say that pay is not always the main thing, because this is a very important factor. So these payments are very high, $160,000, 1,60,000, as opposed to 20,000. But you'll see that this is a satisfaction level that is very normal coming to us. So this dimension says it doesn't really matter. So person who was getting 20,000 a year are around 70, as opposed to somebody who's here, he has also 2. So it's not too much of a divergence that comes in. Rather, this segment is more important. People who are like moderately affluent or whatnot. So pay is not always the main reason for employees to be satisfied for. Okay, CSR is another very important factor to be satisfied, because if you know that you are working for a brand which is a good brand, which is a good, who's doing good business. Why am I doing this? Yeah, fine, sorry. Who's doing good business is something to be proud of, and you want to be associated with that brand. Okay, so if you are working for a tobacco company, of course you know what a tobacco company is doing, and how much you will be willing to be a part of it, as opposed to you're working for a cancer society hospital, you're working for a cancer research center. So these two brands that you work for, if you have an option to work for Cancer Society and you have an option for a tobacco company, all paying you equal or more, which one you are going to choose maybe depends something to your context, your understanding of CSR, the corporate social responsibility. How much do you think your corporation should be responsible towards the society that they have been working in? Am I going to stop? Yeah, let's stop here and move on to the next part, because I do not want to make a lot of high timed videos.